We often hear about sharing cultures in organisations, but really what you want to aim for is an asking culture. It's asking that drives the exchange of experience. We did a survey recently. We asked people in an organisation, would you share your experience if somebody asked you? And 80% of them said yes. And then we said, would you ask somebody else to share their experience? And only 20% of them said yes. Organisations that think they have a sharing problem often have an asking problem. So let's think about the dynamics of telling versus asking. Here's somebody, he's got some knowledge to share, which he thinks is useful. Here's somebody over here. Maybe he's not particularly interested in that topic at the moment. Maybe he doesn't need that knowledge. This person can share all he likes, but it just bounces off. People won't learn until they need to learn, until they've got that need. And the best way to recognize the need is to wait for the question. If this person asks the question, this person shares what they know, this person's mind is open. And that knowledge and experience can go straight in. People are far more ready to listen and learn when they ask the question. So that's why so many of our experience management processes are built on questions. After action review, for example, 5 questions. What was the objective? What did we achieve? Why was there a difference? What have we learned? What do we change or sustain? It's just questions. Retrospect, similarly, what did the project deliver? What were the key success factors, the key challenges? And for each of those, why? What were the root causes? And what can we pass on to the next project? Driven entirely by questions. And all of the really successful practice networks in other organizations are driven by questions. Rather than publish, rather than providing more and more things to read, these networks focus on answering the questions and solving the problems of the members, so the members get immediate value that translates back into value to the organization. It's those questions that drive the improvements that you see as a result. There are many organizations that fully realize this power of asking. Shell, for example, decided a long time ago that they would not focus on sharing, they wouldn't focus on capture or publishing, they would focus on asking. McKinsey as well, asking is a way of life there, and their chief executive has asked everybody, if they see a question, to reply within 24 hours, because that asking is so important.